Well, first, I'm really surprised. I'm shocked. I thought it was a done deal at the state level. And then two, I'm also very happy because I think it was a decision that was made quickly to require the ID. I don't doubt that there's some fraud somewhere occurring. You know, it does everywhere. But I think that it was just too short of a notice. There wasn't enough time to educate people on how to get the ID, what they needed to do. And I think there was just a strong sense of disappointment in the system.
Caused a big uproar, obviously, within Philadelphia because there were a lot of voters who didn't have ID, and now that schools and everyone has gone through such an initiative to drive to push the expiration date on IDs and everything, now that they're sort of ruling that out, it's sort of like, okay, well, why did you even bring it up in the first place if now you're not even going to be using that? Because I know there was, within the school itself, I had to get a new ID just because of that specifically, and I know Temple and Drexel did the same, so sort of just why. I personally think that it was sort of a step in the right direction with getting, you know, voters to actually care about voting and to make it sort of more legitimate in the voting process.
I'm so excited because we register people every Saturday, and it's amazing how many people do not have a photo ID and think they have a photo ID that's not even sanctioned. If they went to the polls, they would have been denied the vote. This is fantastic. This is seniors, the poor, everybody has a fighting chance now to go out and vote without being restricted. And I really think it was a ploy, but hey, let's start January 1st, get everybody registered. And it wouldn't even hurt to have a voter ID card that people can get instead of having to use a license or driver's ID, but official voter registration card for those people that don't have access to information to get one.
I'm actually taking a business law class this semester, and we've been keeping record of the voter ID law, and is it, you know, against the Constitution, your right to go ahead and require ID to vote. And so I'm actually glad that today they ruled that you don't need ID because, you know, that's a huge percentage now, people that can go ahead and vote, because a lot of people weren't able to get them or struggling to get them, didn't have money, time, you know, so I'm just glad that we don't need IDs anymore to vote.
So I think as a geriatric psychiatrist who takes care of older adults who have both physical and often cognitive impairments that make it difficult for them to get to a voting booth to begin with, I think that removing the obstacles of voter ID is a tremendous boon for older adults in Pennsylvania. My biggest concern was that there were so many eligible voters who would be disenfranchised because it's so difficult for them to fill out forms, to even figure out how to get forms to fill out, to get to places where they could get the ID that was required. And I think that this goes a long way to making sure that all of those people won't end up disenfranchised now.